Hi guys, and welcome back to She Dreams, She Plans. Today's video will be a budget video for the month of March. We will be working here in the home section, specifically my expenses tab. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so what I want to do, guys, before we get started is to go over my January budget and kind of do a recap on how I did for the month of February. Personally, I believe that I did really well in the month of January in regards to making sure that all my bills were paid on time. Obviously, I have not check marked them off on this page because I really a lot of times use this little half sheet that I will be using again for the month of March. I really like the fact that I can do the overview over here where it tells me the bills that I have, the due date, the amount, and then when I pay them. But then I really love the little half sheet because if I'm on the go or if I'm going out of town or something, I can just take this out of my planner because I don't want to carry my big planner, and I can just put this in my purse or whatever I'm carrying at that time. So that's really why I like the little half sheet, and I like it because I can write in when I am paying each bill, if that makes sense. So that is February, and everything went really well. Like I said, again, I am a lover of my half sheets. So for the month of March, it is no different from February. I do not have a calendar based just on my budget. I do everything on one calendar layout. So as you can see, I have personal things going on. And then this month in purple is what I decided to write my bills in. So you see that I have already kind of pre-planned because, again, most of my bills do not change. The only ones that change are my AT&T, which I've already gotten the bill for that, and then my gas and electric bill as well. So what I'm going to do, what I've already done for the month of March is write in all my bills, write down like my actual income area down here in the notes. And I have not done anything on my little half sheet at all. I was kind of saving that to do that on camera with you guys. And then, of course, I have my bills. I have them kind of in order. This bill I just got. So what I'll do is go in and use these bills and write in the due dates. And then when I come back, what we'll do is fill out this little half sheet, and I will show you guys how I determine what bills I pay when. So stay tuned. Okay guys, so what I've done off camera is to fill out the budget page. I've made some mistakes, like I wrote dollar amounts on this side and then due dates on this side, but that's okay for what I need it for. And I've already placed check marks by some stuff that I've already paid or that's already going to pre-post to my account. So I'm just going to fill out my half sheet on camera so that you guys can see exactly what I do. And basically all I do is write the month at the top and write the budget down. And then as always, I like to do my income at the top, like my estimated income, and then I do the home bills, the debt, any flexible bills, and then anything that will be considered a one-time bill. Last month it was our car registrations for the month of February were due, and so this month we don't have that. And so this month I don't believe that we will have any one-time expenses. So I'm just going to go ahead and write this in. And typically I will write expenses, but they're all going to be expenses. So instead of doing that, I'm just, again, going to break it down by home, debt, and flexible. And I'm going to leave a little space in the margin so that I can go in with my pencil and write in the weeks that I think I'm going to be able to pay the bills. And if you guys wonder how I can get the numbers for most of my bills, a lot of them already post versus me like having to wait for the paper bill to come in the mail. Sometimes I get an email with them, and a lot of times I just go online to go and look at the bills, because I want to know exactly what I'm getting myself into at the beginning of the month. Sometimes it's like a catch-22 with the two bills that aren't as flexible, that like change from month to month, like the due date and such. But I'm able to kind of estimate what that is going to be. And so for the most part, my AT&T bill will not change. The due date is the only thing that like really changes on that one. And so I'm able to kind of estimate what my Vectren, that's the gas and electric bill, I'm able to estimate what that's going to be based on kind of like what I feel like my family used for the previous month. And sometimes it's like off. Because do you guys ever feel that way, like your bills are off and it's like, whoa, I didn't even have my heat on that high. I had some warm days going on. Like sometimes I feel like that. And like I don't know if it's because no one actually comes out and reads the meter, and they just like do an estimate. But like for the last couple months, it's like been going up. And so I'm just like, really? Because I felt like, it should have went down versus going up. Especially for the month of February, my stepson moved out of the house, and, I definitely felt like our bill for that should have went, down, because no one is really here during the day. My husband is, but typically he's sleeping, so he's not really using any energy when he's sleeping. I mean, he has like the TV on and stuff, but it's just like, really? Like, I just don't get it. Like, and maybe it's not for me to get, you know what I mean? But I just get really confused, y'all. So if you have that same problem, comment below and tell me about like your experiences with your bills, because I know like I question it for sure. I've never really called the place. I'm not that bold to like call the place and like complain about the bill, but I'm just like, it had to have gone down. And for the month of December, a lot of my friends that live here in Evansville, a lot of them were complaining about the price of their bill as well. So I was like, I'm not the only one. I know that I'm not the only one that, you know, had a crazy bill for the month of February, because everybody was kind of the same way, and the weather wasn't really that cold here. We had some cold days, but like not anything where, you know, the heat is going to be on like all day, every day. So I just get confused, y'all. And I'm just like rambling on about this, because I want you guys to see exactly how I do it. And again, I'm just copying from this page to this page. And some people may feel like it's not helpful to do this, but again, for me, I take this half sheet out, and A lot of times I can put it like, I like the half sheet just because I can put it like in my weekly as well. So I don't have to always go back to my home tab. So that's another reason why I like the half sheet, because it's not like a full sheet in your, like, during your week, but it's also not, you know, it's also big enough for you to be able to see it. So that is why I like the half sheet. And I mean, you can use a half sheet for anything. Do any of you guys have Prime? Now, I got the email that the price of Prime was going up. However, it went up $2. I'm not going to complain about $2, but at the same time, I'm just like, really? All right, so with that, we are done with this part. I'll come back and show you guys how I divvy it up. Okay guys, so I'm back, and what we're about to do is what I like to call slot our bills into each pay period. So basically what I do is look at my calendar, because I write down the bills like I said at the beginning, and then I take my half sheet and I like to write the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, depending on how many pay periods we have in a given month. And so this month we have 5 pay periods, and so I'm just going to review my monthly overview in comparison to my bills. And so I got paid today, and I'll get a little bit of money from Cheer tomorrow. So I need to make these bills that fall between the 1st and the 8th. I need to pay those bills with this first paycheck. So what I'll do on my half sheet is write the number 1 next to all of the bills that I need to pay with that first paycheck. So in review, I have 4, 5, 6, 7, and I just double check myself. So I have 4 up here, 3 down here, that equals 7. And so I'll do that for every single pay period. So then I need to look at from the 8th to the 15th. I see that I get paid and my husband also gets paid. And there's only technically 2 bills that fall within that period of time. And so I'm going to go ahead and mark the number 2 next to those. But then I'm also going to look and see what bills fall within the following week, if that makes sense. So the 15th through the 22nd, I need to make sure that any bills that fall from the 15th to the 22nd are paid. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bills that I have to stretch with a paycheck that may be short, maybe not short, but it's just me being paid, so it's not as much as when me and my husband both get paid. So what I typically do in an instance like this is that I take a higher bill that would typically be paid during the, like, that 4th week. I'll pay it during this 2nd week so that I can ensure that we have money circulating around. So I think that I'm going to pay, again, the 2 bills that fall, but then I'm also going to pay the AT&T bill and the Ideal credit bill. Because, again, we both get paid and these bills aren't as, like, strenuous, so we'll have a lot of money left over to kind of play with. And typically that, I mean, it just doesn't happen that way. So I'll pay those 2 bills during that 2nd cycle. So then I'm going to go to this 3rd cycle again. I've paid the AT&T bill. I need to pay 1, 2, 3 bills. So, and these are debts, and then a flexible will automatically come out of technically this 4th check, but I budgeted for the previous week. It's an automatic payment, but I really like to budget it just, you know, just because, honestly. Okay, so then during this 4th pay week, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so we both get paid. So everything else, and I'm actually going to pay the Vectren bill during that 3rd pay period as well. When it's just me getting paid, I think I'll have enough money. And then again, it's not set in stone. So if something needs to move around, I can move it around. So then all the other bills are going to get paid during pay period number 4. So I'm just going to write a 4 next to all of the rest of these. And TeamSnap, I did not write it on my calendar, but I'm going to snap it in. And that is paid during the 2nd week. Okay, so what we have basically is what the bills are, when I'm going to pay them. And so I am going to get on to my computer and use the calculator, because then what I like to do as like just a secondary is to write on the back. And as you can see on the back of the one from February, I write the paycheck total so that I know like exactly what I'm estimating to come out. So that is basically what I'm going to do for each of these pay periods. So bear with me in regards to that. And the reason that I do that is I just like to know an estimate on what is coming out and when it's gonna be coming out. Some of the tricky ones, like my auto insurance and things that I don't have to physically touch, kind of make me, I don't want to say make me nervous, but it kind of makes me nervous because I'm a hands-on person when it comes to my bills. And so I like the fact that I pay each bill and I know that each bill is being paid. And I feel like when I write it out, then I am in control of what's going on. And anytime that I'm not able to write it out, I feel less in control. And so I don't want to not be in control of my bills, if that makes sense, because I mean, it can get really wonky, and I don't want something to go past due because I forget it. So there's downfalls to having auto pay. There's really downfalls to having anything, honestly. But I feel like, again, with me being able to put my fingerprint on things, then I can really put my finger on it. I don't know how to explain it. And right now I'm just rambling, trying to focus on getting these things calculated first real quick. Okay, so what I've done again is calculate each week's total based on what I have. The third week is an estimate because I don't have a total for the Vectren bill or my Care credit card just yet. So I estimated those two bills basically on what I know that they typically are. So yeah, that is pretty much all that goes into me budgeting for each month. Just like the month of February when I share with you guys, these are real raw numbers. Nothing is sugar coated here. Obviously, I have a lot of debt. There's, you know, things going on. I feel like I have more debt than I do home bills, so that is why I am like on a debt-free journey, and I want to be able to just pay off all of our bills. One thing that I do want to say is that if you notice, I get paid 5 times in the month of March. However, I typically do not budget this last this last pay period, because typically it is going to go towards the bills that I typically would pay during like the 1st through like the 7th. So when I have 5 pay periods, that last pay period is technically gonna be forwarded to the month of April's bills. I showed you guys on this page that I'm going to do some savings, and I'm budgeting $500 for that. And so every week my goal is to save $100, regardless if it's $100 from my paycheck or $150 when my husband and I both get paid. But like on weeks where we both get paid, the numbers are like technically pretty low in regards to what I know that we're going to be bringing home. So with that, that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I apologize for the rambling on and on about just random things. That is where you know, doing things in real time, I don't want dead silence, and I want you guys to like understand how my brain kind of works. So again, this is the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave your comments down below. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. How do you budget for your month? Like, do you do it by pay period? Do you just do it just for the full month? How do you do it? Do you ever come back to the budget? You know, those are all questions that I'm like really interested in, because I've been doing it this way for a very long time, and it has worked very well for me. And so I don't know if I would change my style, but I'm definitely interested in what other people have going on. Please subscribe to my channel, hit that bell button to get notifications anytime I upload a video. And until next time, see ya. Bye.